Hi guys. So it's Friday, and we are doing this AMA again, and our beloved fat chat. Everybody loves it, including myself. I think Telegram works fine, so actually it works better than Twitter. So I think it's better to do those AMAs here. So I decided to do the same. Actually, I wanted to postpone because there's not so much news actually, and I wanted to do an AMA after the launch of Waves DAO. I thought that we would be able to launch it this week. Unfortunately, there is like a lot of small things to code to implement in the interface. So probably it's going to be launched at the beginning of the next week, like early next week, and maybe we can do another remake about the launch because it's very important for Waves currently. Uh, uh, s- but in any case, we have some news, and I will cover them right now, and then you'll ask me any questions you like, as you always do. So let's get started. What happened last week? Uh, some like significant events. One of them is new markets on Virus were relaunched. Virus is our like beleaguered, I would call it, landing protocol. And actually, I think it's a very good, like somebody asked like recently, like 15 minutes ago, I was in the Russian chat and someone asked me, why are you like relaunching it? Like, forget about it. I think it's a very good product. If you look at it, it's done very nicely technically. And also, it would be a pity just to drop it. So we will or like launch a new one. So let's just stick to Virus. I think it did have some history, but I like the product. It's real hard to just drop it, you know. So the markets were relaunched, and at the same time, there's like a couple proposals in the ecosystem related to that. So the first proposal is actually not on Virus, but on WX, because as you know, there's another issue on Wave. This is like depacked alt gateway tokens and the fees from WX and go to the buyback. So the idea was somebody in the community, I think his name was Max, he reached out to me, and I think it's a nice idea actually. And it's up for discussion. You can accept it, you can not like, you can just like maybe be not so happy about it, but I think it's worth discussing. So the idea is to like use that tokens that are being bought back on WX uh, for alt markets on Virus because there's still some issue with them, and like depositing those tokens into those markets would help to somehow like liquidate those markets faster. So I won't go into too much technical details because it's quite involved actually. But if you are following the recent developments, probably understand what it all means, and you can vote for or against. So this is a community proposal. We found it like reasonable, and we decided to put it up for the voting. So what's and the other proposal, virus related, is to actually increase the protocol share for the new markets uh, like by 100%, like twofold increase, and use that like increased share to buy back XTM. XTM is vested on Virus. There is like that bad debt that was accumulated on Virus. It was converted into XTM. XTM, unfortunately, is not doing too well currently. But if we actually start to buy back with the fees from the profit share for Virus. It can help. So there's like several things to make sure that XTM goes up in price, and Virus can actually participate in this. So the idea is to spend a share of protocol profits on XTM buyback. So you can vote for or against. I think it totally makes sense because the share of Virus token stakers won't be reduced. It's just like additional 10% that will be used for the buyback. So I think it's totally makes sense. So you can vote for it on Virus. And yeah, so actually, so I should actually remind you that there is also a miner's proposal for XTN buyback. So this week it was implemented on the testnet. And I think around Monday, this feature will be up for voting on the mainnet. So if you're a miner, you can actually vote for or against it. The idea is to buy back TM with a portion of wage inflation, like 2 waves out of every 6 is awarded for each successfully generated block will go to XTN buyback. This is the idea here. So it can help. And another thing that I mentioned with DAO that will be launched next week for sure. There is also like a part of inflation in the same proposal, in the same feature that the miners will have to vote for or against. Also, 2 waves will go to the waves DAO. I think it's a very reasonable setup. Some chains have this actually because we launched like a long time ago and we didn't have this idea about like the DAO mechanics for the chain itself. And I think it's a good moment to somehow like catch up with those developments and allocate a portion of wage inflation to the DAO. I think it totally makes sense so that the community can decide how those funds can be spent. Okay, so this is what was happening. Everybody's asking, of course, about the situation with the alt gateways on WX. The like audit of those alt gateway tokens is ongoing. Like they're being phased out one by one. It's gonna take some time. And as I mentioned, we are buying back the tokens with the fees from WX. Also looking for funding to make things faster to because the situation has been dragging on for too long by now, so it would be very good to resolve it ASAP. So we are looking for some funding. In any case, the fees will do their like job sooner or later, and those tokens will be bought back. So I would recommend you to sell them currently at a low price. I think you'd better wait till the price is better. About the next week. So what's gonna happen next week? Maybe I can. Okay, I think I'll make the summary in the end of the AMA. And guys, now we are ready. You can just ask me anything. Accusations, whatever. Raise your hand if you want to speak. Some people from Voca Hotel, great hotel, recommended. Like, you're welcome there anytime. Guys, ask me something, or just you can like you can curse, you can do whatever you want. Okay, nobody is willing to speak somehow, so maybe I'll reply to some questions from the chat. Actually, guys, if you don't want to speak, it's okay to just like message the questions. Just print, type your questions in the chat. If you're like shy, like wanna remain anonymous, it's a fun channel, so anything goes. Yeah, what happened with the buyback tokens yesterday being sold on WX? Yeah, there was some glitch, and it was like I know the story. And one account was like restored. So there's like this is like some system accounts that are used for staking, and one account was actually restored. And as I found out today, there was some other accounts with the same problem, and they will be restored soon. So, people are saying that we have a lot of glitches recently. Okay, it might be true actually, but the most important thing is to make sure that those glitches are fixed. Uh, Galka, our famous Bulgarian friend, hi Galka, Galina, is asking, what is the plan B if miners don't agree about XT and buyback? So I have some ideas in mind. I'm like focused on Waves 2.0. I think I have a very nice idea about like the product, so because I'm trying to come up with something really unique and that can actually somehow matter, not for Waves, but for everybody. I think I have this idea. So it will be related to Waves 2.0. It's up to you guys. So as you know, I don't have Waves, so it's all in your hands. And it's actually, I would recommend you vote for it because it's going to be better for everybody. Believe me. But if you don't, okay. There is another plan, and I think it's not like gonna be like bad for you, but it's maybe will be more involved, I would say. So I think that it would be better if you just voted. So, but it's my opinion, so it's up to you. And I explained to you why it's good, and I think it's a very balanced proposal actually, and people are like trying to misunderstand it, saying that it somehow like connects like core to the app level. It's not true actually. It's different. So like um and I maybe will have to do another like round of like conversations with you in the no chat, maybe to answer some questions that were not answered actually. Uh so let's do it next week. Uh, Tell me more about Axley. Axley project that's launching on Waves. Yeah, this is a project from Swap.fi guys, and I think it's like pretty uh, suitable for Swap.fi because it's about like leveraged yield farming. Um, so basically, how it works, if you want to yield farm and earn interest from your liquidity, you can borrow it and like have some leverage, basically. So increase your profits like maybe by 200%, maybe so like. Uh, and X is gonna launch it. I think it's a very good moment to launch this because basically all the DeFi stuff on Waves is relaunching at the moment. I think it would be good to have this product. So actually, right? Because yes, actually, is gonna launch a token, of course, and it will be. I think the plan is to propose to participate in some kind of like pre-seed funding stage. Uh, uh, to Waves DAO basically. So they will come up with this proposal for the Waves DAO to participate, to basically become some kind of like VCs, like pre-seed round VCs, and buy the token with like a very steep discount. And later they will launch the token, do some fair launch or IDO. So it's like still to be decided by them. But in any case, actually is a leveraged yield farming product. Uh, I think it's a very like clear and like uh, useful product, I would say. And also, and let's just wait for the proposal to the way it's DAO, because the votings for treasury allocation will be active next week. As I said at the beginning, I wanted, I was like very confident that we would have it this week. Yeah, uh, I'm back, guys. Yeah, I'm back. Some glitch because in Dubai, actually, Telegram doesn't work properly. You have to use VPN. Don't really understand why, but this is a fact. Probably they're like pushing their own like local messengers, and WhatsApp and Telegram are kind of like banned, but everybody uses them. So it's a very weird situation here. Uh, so what's next? Yeah. Muhammad, Jay, when are you going to publish the relaunch of Virus? Yeah, but it's live. It's live. Yeah, article. Yeah, it will be there. Yeah. Uh, Beaton, what are the plans for XTM, which they will buy? Yeah, sorry guys. They forgot to mention that all the XTM that is being bought back is burned. It will be burned. They will do nothing with it, but just burn it without any like second thoughts, and like just burn. Yeah, disbalanced connection because of VPN. Shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you tell more about Waze DAO? Because we see some activity from developers. Like, yeah. So we're like finishing this. There's a lot of development, So it's like it's being built from scratch. It's not like a turnkey platform. Probably on Ethereum you can just take something ready and use it. So we don't want to do that. And as you know, Power DAO has some ideas. Like it's not like DAOs on Ethereum. So it's pretty unique because there is a totally different mechanism for it to work, and it has to be implemented from zero, basically, so from scratch. So that's what we're doing. So it takes some time. Will Virus need to have a new liquidator? Yeah, liquidation. People asked me today this in the Russian chat. Liquidation works in Virus. So if there is like liquidation situation, you'll be able to execute the liquidation for sure. Yeah, no problem with that. When support for Burn XTN project, I think we're supporting them. So if they need any kind of support, please reach out to me. I think I once talked to the guy, or I don't remember actually. But if there is any assistance needed, please reach out to me, and we'll help you. We'll try to help you, at least depending on what you actually need. More questions? Yeah, I think it works pretty nicely actually. So guys, just ask me questions in the chat. Will Ways 2.0 will have unlimited block size? No, you can't have an unlimited block size because your blocks won't be like dissipating, propagating in the network, So basically one node will be able to generate all the blocks. This is a problem with big blocks actually. So it like big blocks means it means centralization. That's why, for example, Bitcoin developers are very reluctant to increase the block size in Bitcoin, although they could do that actually. And Bitcoin block could do like 20 megabytes easily. I'm back. So yes, once again, from the beginning, I forgot to mention, and they asked me to mention this, and I'm gonna speak about it for a while. So there is a new stablecoin project on Waves, which is called. It's not a new. It's like some kind of like a relaunch, basically. So it's called East. It's some kind of like wordplay because it is being launched by the West team, and West is Waves Enterprise. And they have relaunched it with the new mechanics. There were some tweaks. It was like pretty close to die idea before, but now they like finalized that idea. It's some kind of like it's not an actual die clone. There is some like new features, like different features from die, but more or less it's die. And I must like emphasize that it's not like Pi stable coin. It's like a totally independent team, and like I have no connection to it. I'm talking to them. This is my connection. Let's see how it goes. There's going to be also a governance token. So this stable coin is called East, and the governance token is going to be called Orient. I think I think it's a Telegram issue. Like otherwise, I can't explain. Let's see. Maybe I'll turn off the video. You saw me. You know how I look like. So let's just. Okay. Well, if the connection breaks down again, I'll turn off the video. Uh, yeah, Mohammed. The article is important because people don't see any difference. Yes. Actually, currently, V2 is like Avi, more or less. And I think I discussed this like at once. I think the problem with all those like lending protocols, they don't guarantee you on the protocol level that you are always able to take your liquidity back if you're like a liquidity provider. So if we phrase it in more like scientific terms, it means that they don't guarantee liveness, and it applies to all protocols. Like when you have like lending pools, Avi came up with this idea, but it has some drawbacks. So we'll try to maybe guarantee some kind of liveness, and basically what it could entail, if there is this like liquidity crunch situation, the collateral should be like released automatically. So it's not about like liquidation. It's about like liquidity crunch when there's like all the funds are borrowed and people who provide the liquidity can't take their money back. In this situation, they should be able to unlock the collateral and take the collateral. So it's a very simple idea. It has some like drawbacks and some like subtle points, but I think this is what will be done on Virus. And we will explain it in more detail, of course. I replied about Eastern Virus, not now, but maybe later. For now, of course, no, until it has a market cap of like several dozen million at least. No, it won't be used, of course. How bad was the attack on WX gateways? Yeah, so if you read that like beautiful article in some like crypto news resource, so they kind of like twisted my words, asked them why basically. We did have some situation like like prolonged situation because there were some guys in our system actually for quite a while, and they did some damage. But nobody said that that damage was related to gateways. I didn't say that. And I just mentioned it with a journalist because uh, actually mm, I didn't think that they would twist it like that, you know. So they had the situation, and basically there is some like financial damage as well. And but it was mostly distracting. So, but nobody's trying to pin the issue that we had last year on the hackers. It was a major distraction, but gateway situation is not related to the hacking incident. What kind of damage was done? They were basically in our Jira and like internal like infrastructure for several months, you know. So, and there was some financial damage as well, and we are still unable to get the details, like they're like who they were, and there isn't like a chance to do that through some exchange because there was like some trace, but the exchange wouldn't give us the names somehow. It's kind of weird, but we are still trying. So it doesn't something. It's not something that like it's not some kind of like you know mm, how to call this. It's not a matter of like life and death, you know, like this situation. But it was very unpleasant. And I wouldn't even mention it. I just mentioned it like during the conversation with the journalist, and they just tried to blow it out of proportion. On the other hand, I don't want to hide it either. You know, it happened, so it happened, but it's not some kind of a major thing, I would say. You know, so it was like a major distraction. But for like external community, I don't think it's something very interesting, I would say. Yeah. Uh, mm, where is Elon? He left the company. That's right. Some people come, some people go. It's normal. What are the results of the audits? So basically, what those audits are doing. So we are trying to go token by token because those tokens have to be phased out in favor of the new bridges that WX integrates. And it's gonna take some time. And if you're like asking what are the reasons for missing liquidity, probably I'm not ready to tell you yet. And I just want to focus on the problem resolution, you know. So it's very important to resolve this problem. Uh, uh, Jiren, hi, you're not doing giveaways anymore. I think people don't take it the way it is intended, you know. So I think I won't be doing giveaways until we are in a better position because people thinking that like we are giving away money, nobody's been paid for like supporting ways. We don't have any shills, you know. So let's just stop with those like giveaways until everything is good again. Will WX tokens ever be paid back? If you mean old gateway tokens, as I like described many times, the plan is to buy them back using WX exchange fees. It's gonna take some time, but it's like a surefire plan, you know. So they will be bought back. It's a matter of time. And at the same time, I'm talking to like funds. Like I have some progress. It's not going fast actually, but I do have some progress. And if I'm able to like come up with some funding, some external funding, it will be used to redeem those old tokens for sure, like immediately, because we don't need a situation because it's really like bringing us down, you know. So it's like really pressing on us really hard, you know. So it's like we are very resilient, but like maybe we could use that energy for something else. At least I could, you know. um, What reasons would a VC invest to speed up gateway maintenance? Maybe they can just participate in WX project, So we can. It's a DEX, of course, but we can structure it as a proper company with equity and such. It's possible. So they could just buy a share in the project, and funds that they spent will be used on alt tokens redemptions. Gateways, there is no gateways anymore, guys. There is fees, swap fees, and if the volumes go up, the fees can be lucrative. Very simple. The only way you can make money with DEX is trading fees. There is no way. There is no other way for the team that maintains the DEX to make money. There's only one way to allocate a portion of those fees to the team or to the investors, shareholders, no matter what you call them. Is team working on 1,000 transactions per second ways 2.0? I think we had 1,000 transactions. We already have them actually, if you do simple transfers, not invokes. Yes, and actually for ways 2.0, I think using like zero knowledge technology, you can achieve more. You can achieve more than 1,000 transactions. Have you thought about merging with another DEX exchange? How would that work? They're very different technically. So I think we need to push our own thing because it's a good moment. I think very similar products to WX will become very important soon. Even like everybody loves Binance guy, CZ, even he is pushing this idea about like a SEX centralized exchange, not SEX, but centralized exchange, CEX, that works like DEX, basically, fully transparent, like non-custodial wallets and such. And this is what we have already. We have to just maybe reshape it somehow and push it again. So there's a lot of ideas. I wouldn't do, like, for example, I really don't like to do any kind of like derivatives, like futures. I think this is shit. No, like this is just shit. It's like it's very manipulative, and I don't think it brings any value. So what I would do leverage trading when you like borrow funds and you use those funds to trade. It's better at least. Futures are very like I don't like them. When Binance delist ways, I don't care about that, guys. Let them do whatever they want. I just don't care about either Binance or ways on Binance. Believe it or not, I don't give a fuck. This is based off a question of our beloved friend, Robert. Hi, Robert. I love you too. Hello to the Netherlands. Can you tell us anything about the WX token situation? We've locked our tokens for years, and the contract terms have been changed, and we're stuck with nothing. Like no, not like that. There was like some kind of there was a period when you didn't receive staking rewards, but this period is going to be over because there was this proposal to re-enable it, and the proposal was like accepted, and it will be implemented. It will be implemented basically. So it's actually it's not implemented yet, but it will be very soon, and you will be receiving the rewards again. And on top of that, I think we will be able to. We should actually vote for a different mechanics for WX tokens lock. 4-year lock is kind of like too harsh. I agree with you. So we enable some kind of like flexible unlocking mechanism. Maybe there's some curves, like you can't unlock them for some time. And once this time is over, you can like start unlocking them like slowly. So something like that. So this is what I would like to have there. Because the model was like copied from curve. And when you try to copy something, you shouldn't actually. You should do your own thing at all times. And Karen was in a very different situation when they like launched. Great product, actually. I like it, and it's like very good technically. So the guys are awesome as like developers. And when they launched, actually, before they launched their token, they had around like 1 billion in liquidity because they were like at the right place at the right time. So so they could have launched it in any tokenomics or mechanics and be successful, because they had 1 billion in TVL before the token launch. So I think we have to be realistic and understand that we shouldn't copy other people's tokenomics and maybe make WX tokenomics more suitable to Wave's ecosystem. And I think we'll do that. Yes, so you're trying to buy the WX tokens and possibly pay back those tokens if there will be external funding. So if I keep 1000 USDC WX, I might be able to withdraw it. Either you might be able to withdraw it or you can sell it at a higher price. This is the idea actually. So if there is like a constant buyback, the token price will go up because there is buy pressure. So eventually we don't have to even close, like open the gateways, like redemptions, because you will be just able to sell at a high price. That's it. Sasha, say UW, please. Or Ugu. Okay, Ugu. What it is, I don't know. But I said it, guys, because they asked me. Yes, about the Binance thing, as I said, I don't care. Only for you guys, yeah. But I don't think they will delist it actually, because there is some volume. But if they delist, I won't cry. What's ooh? I don't know. Okay, I think you're having fun. This is the most important for me. Okay, more questions. I'll check what ooh means, guys. I don't know. I don't know all the memes, I'm not Elon Musk in this regard either. So he knows all the memes, I'm sure. Virus Aztec High, Virus 1 and 2 seem, it's like they are different, like under the hood. Yeah, there is no XT and Virus 2, obviously, because we decided not to like jeopardize. Because I did not mention this, some education, guys. If you see a lending protocol with some shit coins, just don't use it. Don't use it. Those like pooled lending protocols can support basically Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and USDC. That's it. If you see any other token there, just run away. Because there is a risk that you won't be able to take your money back from those platforms. It's impossible to create a lending pool for a shitcoin without risking other people's money. So Uh, when extend $1, working on that, man, working on that. So XTN is shitcoin. Shitcoin is like, okay, let's like make some definitions. Let's define things. So everything is a shitcoin, which is not Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and USDC is kind of like somehow it's close, you know. So liquidity is the issue. Now you don't have that much liquidity. This is a problem. Uh, Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of liquidity. I'm not discussing technical aspects. Liquidity. They're not shit coins. They have like billions in trading volume consistently. All the rest doesn't have it, you know. So by definition, all the rest is shit coins. Unfortunately, you know, even like top 10 coins, you don't have that volume. Sometimes you have a crazy volume when there's some pump or dump, but you don't have it consistently. You have consistent huge volume for a few tokens in crypto, like blue chip tokens. So, and if you see a Lightning protocol that offers you like some kind of profit for your USDT and has, for example, like small tokens, even like maybe like top 100, you should be very careful. And if it's just a new token and you can participate in those pools, I think you will have a major issue when you try to take your money out of the pool. When WX Launchpad, yes, I think after the Waze DAO proposals are live and accepted, next step is to do IDOs, and we will do some IDOs again. When WXP 002 implemented, can you remind me what it is? I'm like have a very bad memory for those like abbreviations, really. Can you just remind me what it was? Uh, NSBT serve, yes. Simin, what's her name? It's like if you're Russian, it's probably Simeon, but I'm not sure that you're Russian. So he asked me about NSBT serve. Yeah, NSBT serve is like heavily dependent on extend situation. I think extend situation should be getting better soon because the miners proposal, viewers proposal, I have a couple other ideas. It should be getting better. So in this case, Surf and NSBT will do fine because it will be used to actually make XTN work. You know? If I get it right next week with DAO voting, yes, absolutely. There is some like small things that were not complete, that were not completed this week, but they're like really small. So the guys are telling me that early next week the votings will be live. Why KuCoin delisted only extend and not Waze 2? I think you should reach out to them and ask them to delist Waze. Very simple. If you're unhappy about this, would it be a good idea to add Tsunami to WX, allowing users to leverage trades straight from WX? A new idea for me. Let me think. I have never thought about that actually. I wanted to do like a leveraged trading, like not futures, but like leveraged trading when you borrow funds to trade, you know. So I like this mechanics better. But Tsunami is a great product actually, you know. And I think it's pretty safe because the maximum leverage is 10x, I think, and it's okay, I guess. It's like safer. But there's still like, you know, so it's very hard to like do those like derivative markets in a decentralized way properly. You know, if you want to have a very high leverage, it's gonna come back at you, you know. Yeah. Great question, Netherworld. Yeah, thank you for the avatar, by the way. You know, I think it's awesome for the channel. It's very crazy, and this channel is crazy. So you have created the correct avatar for the channel. So WXP, this is about like staking rewards. I think it will be implemented until the end of May. Actually, so it was voted for some time ago, and there is a lot of things on WX now, but it's coming, guys. So, and Robert from the Netherlands, who hates my guts, but I love him. I love him. Asked me about those rewards many times. So Robert from the Netherlands is coming back. Don't worry. Uh, East governance token is Orient. Yes, it's like Orient is East, obviously, as you know. You know, in Latin, yeah. So hopium is increasing for weeks. I'm not telling you hopium. No, I'm not good at that. Mm. Uh, When you add virus to the collateral prices, so the price went down. Yeah. Yes, there is like a lot of selling pressure for XTM. So, and I think we need some kind of like some mechanics that will allow to burn a lot of XTM. And this is what we are working on. So currently there is two proposals. One for the miners to use 1/3 of mining rewards to buy back XTM and burn it without mercy. Just burn it, like burn motherfucker. And the other proposal is a Virus proposal to use protocol profits for the new markets on Virus to buy back and burn XTM. There's two proposals at the moment, and maybe something else will come up. Orient, East. Yeah. I appreciate your like all your artwork and memes with me, guys. Like I'm not famous, but in this community I have some traction. So I love you too. Mhm. Are you gonna add egg to the treasury as I said before? I think at the moment it won't do any good. So let maybe revive the ducks a little, you know, and then we will add it. I have a couple of ideas, but I need some time to implement them. So I'm focusing now on Waze 2.0 and on NextTM and everything around it, you know. So there's a lot of things and like, and basically there are a lot of people in Wave still. So it's like, I'm really like working 24/7, guys. I have some, but it's okay. It's okay. Why no improvement in XTM price since half year? As I said, we need to implement probably buybacks and burns, you know, to move the needle, as they say, you know, to make an impact, to make a dent in the situation. Yes, but it's coming. You have one 500 million XTM. No, they're locked in years, so I don't have them actually. So they are locked for those people who are stuck in virus. You know, so I just can't take them. They exist, but they are locked in virus. Yeah, pump it, pump it. uh, How are you want Ducks if most of the team has been fired and Bram and Aram work without salary? I think Bram is the product lead now, and Aram doesn't work anymore. And I have a couple ideas actually, but this is not the right time. So I think we need to maybe not even revive the Ducks, but revive the Act token. There's a subtle difference here. Yes, if you know what I mean. Uh, we have a lot of projects with use cases. You're wrong. But Sign is a good product actually, and I think actually you should talk to Christoph maybe. You know, there has to be something new, for people to be excited about, so maybe new token for Sign, something, I don't know. So this is not my product, not my project, and I can only be an advisor in this case. It's to Christoph to decide what he wants to do with Sign. And maybe some people from his community can propose something. How are things going with VCs? I'm talking, there is some traction. It's not going fast, but it's going forward. How many XTN you hold? Actually, I don't have any XTN anymore. This is a problem. Because, yeah, but we'll figure something out. Share some VCs details for us? No, of course I won't share, because until it is like finalized and sealed, I can't share, obviously. Because it can jeopardize the result, as you understand. More questions, guys. I think we are pretty close to wrapping this thing up. Sugar daddy idea. What sugar daddy idea? Send your pictures, Galina. So like it's a little bit premature to discuss anything else until you have sent your pictures. Okay, guys. So on this like funny note, I think it's time to wrap up. I think it was a good chat. I think this works. I don't have to speak. You can just ask and I can speak. It works okay. So next time let's do it the same way. So like I wanted to make some summary for the next week. So next week, once again, wait DAO votings for the treasury distribution. What's ooh? Okay, I don't know. I don't want to know actually. With DAO votings, miners votings, voting for inflation starts, I think, around Monday or something like that. And there is like 2 active proposals, one on WX, one on Virus, all related to XTN, XTN burning. So check them out. What else? Let me check my notes. Buyback bot, not buyback bot, but like trading bot uses XTN to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're working on that, and I'm not really sure now actually about like the prospects of the crypto market though. But if you think that Bitcoin will like shoot up like crazy because of the halving, maybe. I'm not so sure actually, somehow. I think it's already factored in into the price. Maybe some news about 2.0. I understand that like I'm promising it like very often, but we're moving forward. There's some development ongoing, and I just want to finalize the idea, which will be brilliant. Not just like attach EVM to waves and be done with it. This is shit. You know, I don't want to do that. It's very easy to do, but I don't want to do that. Something else. Yes, Turkey DAO, I didn't mention it. I think we will initiate Turkey DAO. There's a lot of traction within the Turkish community. There should be some voting for this as well in Power DAO. So next week will be like dedicated to Power DAO and to miners voting. East, I would like take a look at East. I'm not promoting it. As I said, it's not my project, but I think it has a very nice mechanics. It's pretty safe because it's like DAI mechanics. There's going to be some improvements. DAI is very far from perfect in terms of like, for example, like tag mechanics. There's some improvements to be made for this model as well, and East is on it. So just check it. I think it's a good product conceptually, and the team is very solid. I think that's it. So a lot of things are coming. Maybe we'll have another AMA either like maybe before next Friday to discuss treasury proposals for the ways DAO. Let's see how it goes. Participate, stay tuned, ride on waves. We are with you despite all the issues and problems. We're moving forward and nothing can stop us. I wish you basically the same, persevere, and you achieve your goals if you have them. You know, it's very important to have some goals. So have a nice week. I love you all. Ride on waves. Power to the people. Until next Friday.